Have you ever been gripped by that sudden, suffocating wave? Heart hammering like a trapped bird, thoughts crashing like thunder, turning a simple breath into a battle you didn't sign up for. It's anxiety, stealing your peace in seconds. But what if I told you there's a hidden key to flip it? Right now, without pills or endless therapy. Stick with me. You're 60 minutes from reclaiming the calm that's always been yours. That wave doesn't have to define you. Imagine dissolving it like mist in sunlight, revealing a peace so deep it reshapes your days. But how? What if 4 simple shifts could turn chaos to clarity, fear to flow, leaving you wondering why you ever let it hold the reins? Let's uncover that mystery together, one breath at a time, over this full hour of shared exploration. We're walking a compassionate path to heal it, not as a battle to win or a flaw to fix, but as an invitation to return to the calm. That's your natural state, the infinite well of serenity within. We'll move through 4 gentle steps, cultivating awareness to see it clearly, embracing release to let it go softly, aligning with that deeper source of peace, and embodying it in the rhythm of your everyday life. These aren't rigid rules or distant ideals. They're tender practices woven with stories from the heart, reflections to linger in, and simple moments to try right here, right now, so that by the end, you'll feel a softening, a space opening where worry once crowded in, and a quiet knowing that peace isn't something to chase. It's something to remember. Find a comfortable spot where you can settle without interruption. Perhaps light a candle if it calls to you, or place a hand on your heart to feel its steady rhythm. Breathe deep into your belly, where the tension often hides, and let's begin this journey together. One healing breath, one gentle step at a time. You're safe here, held in the vastness of what's possible. Peace is your birthright, waiting with open arms. Before we ease into the steps themselves, let's sit for a moment with what anxiety truly is, allowing it to be seen without the armor of judgment or the rush to push it away, because understanding it as a messenger rather than a monster changes everything. Picture anxiety like a tangled knot in a favorite scarf you've worn for years, tight and frustrating, pulling tighter with every frantic yank, the fibers twisting into something that feels permanent, unyielding, robbing the scarf of its softness and flow. You've held it close, perhaps out of habit or a misplaced sense of protection, believing that if you grip harder, you can control the unraveling, prevent the threads from slipping further. But in truth, it's not the enemy, it's a signal woven from the fabric of your experiences, the unmet needs of childhood that echo in adult fears, the uncertainties of a changing world that press against your sense of safety, the quiet longings of your heart that haven't yet found voice. It arises not to punish or overwhelm, but to alert. Something here needs tending, needs light, needs your gentle attention. When we meet it with resistance, shoving it down or battling it, with endless what ifs. The knot only deepens, the vine grows thicker, turning what could be a brief constriction into a chronic companion that colors your days with a gray haze. Yet, when we approach with curiosity, with the patience of someone who knows the scarf's beauty, beneath the tangle, we can begin to loosen it, finger by finger, breath by breath, until the fabric drapes loosely again, soft and flowing, ready to wrap around you like a warm embrace. This path we're walking today honors that tenderness. It's not about eradicating anxiety as if it were a weed to uproot violently, but about transforming it through awareness, release, alignment, and embodiment, steps that invite you to see the knot, untie it softly, reconnect to the steady rhythm beneath, and live from that place of ease. We'll linger in each one, sharing stories that echo the human heart, reflections to turn over like smooth stones in your palm, and practices to weave into your now, so that healing isn't a distant goal, but an unfolding presence. Feel the permission settling in your body now, like a long-held breath finally released. There's no rush, no perfection required, only your willingness to show up for yourself with kindness. Place a hand on your belly if it feels right. Breathe in the space for what's possible. Exhale the weight you've carried alone. You're held in this moment, in the gentle current of all that supports you. Ready to begin. Let's start with step 1, where awareness becomes your first soft light. Step 1. Cultivate awareness. Observe the anxiety without judgment, stepping back to the quiet watcher within, the vast presence that simply sees, holds, and allows. This is where the path opens, the first gentle parting of the fog. Because anxiety thrives most in the shadows, fed by our unconscious plunge into its swirling stories. I'm not enough for this challenge. Everything will fall apart if I don't hold it all together. What if they see through me to the fear underneath, pulling us under like a riptide until we forget the shore is a few will fall all beneath. But when we bring light to it, the soft glow of awareness, those stories lose their grip, revealing themselves as passing clouds rather than the sky itself. Awareness isn't about analyzing or fixing in that frantic, problem-solving way the mind loves. It's a simple returning, a compassionate witnessing. There's the tightness again, rising like a wave in my chest, carrying thoughts of uncertainty like driftwood. You don't label it bad or wrong. Don't push it away with force or pull it closer with worry. You just observe with the curiosity of a friend meeting an old acquaintance. Where does it live in your body? This moment. What sensations arise, warm or cool, sharp or diffuse? What thoughts fuel it, looping like a familiar melody you know by heart? In this seeing, space emerges naturally. A breath between the wave and the shore, where the storm's roar softens to a murmur, and you remember. You are not the anxiety, you are the awareness observing it. The steady ocean holding the waves without being swept away. I remember a season when worry became my constant shadow, triggered by a cascade of changes. A move to a new city, work that demanded more than it gave, relationships straining under unseen pressures. Until one ordinary evening, sitting by an open window with rain pattering like a soft drum, I chose awareness over the usual spiral. Observe, I whispered to myself, just see it. The tightness in my throat, the flutter in my ribs, the mind's chatter about, what if I fail here too? I named them without story, without fight, and something shifted. The wave crested, but didn't crash me. It passed, leaving a quiet pool of calm where I'd expected chaos. That simple act cracked open a door I'd forgotten was there, leading to mornings where I greet anxiety like a visitor. Welcome. What do you have to show me today? And watch it come and go, lighter each time. Let's make this real for you now. In the sacred pause we've created together. If you're able, close your eyes or soften your gaze, letting the room around you blur into gentle focus. Breathe 3 times slowly. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4, filling your belly, then chest with cool, nourishing air. Hold for 4, feeling the fullness. Exhale through your mouth for 6, releasing warmth and tension. Now, scan your body from crown to toes, noticing without changing. Any tightness, flutter, heaviness. Name it softly, like greeting a bird on your windowsill. There's warmth in my shoulders, a buzz in my thoughts. If a story arises, this means I'm overwhelmed. Note it too, then return to sensation. Just the buzz, just the warmth. Stay for 30 seconds or longer if it calls. Feel the space growing, the watcher emerging, vast and kind. That's step 1's quiet power. Awareness as the first breath of freedom. Turning the tangled, not visible, touchable, ready for release. Let's linger here a bit more, allowing the practice to deepen its roots, because awareness has layers like an onion, each one revealing more of the calm core. Reflect on a recent wave of anxiety, perhaps in traffic where frustration boiled, or a conversation where old fears surfaced. What if next time you paused for this observation? Journal if it feels right. When anxiety visits as hey sensation, I observe by hey how, and it teaches me what team. Over days, this builds a muscle of presence where anxiety arrives less frequently. And when it does, it's a teacher rather than a tyrant, pointing to boundaries needing voice, needs craving care, truths longing to be lived. In that rainy evening memory, awareness led to a small but profound change. I started ending days with a body scan, noting tensions without story, and sleep came easier, mornings brighter, as if the fog had lifted just enough to see the path ahead. You're building that now with every breath of seeing. Who's feeling the space open? Comment below if a sensation arose. My awareness notice, blank. Your sharing creates ripples of calm for us all. As observation blooms like a flower turning to sun, we'll flow into step 2, where release becomes the next tender unfurling. With awareness as your steady ground, that compassionate light illuminating the tangle without blinding it. We step softly into step 2I. Embrace release. Let go of the need to control. Surrendering the frantic, fix it now, grip that anxiety clings to like a lifeline in turbulent waters, allowing life's natural flow to carry you instead of fighting every current. This step is the exhale after awareness's inhale, the loosening of fingers that have held too tight because anxiety often masquerades as a protector. If I worry enough, plan enough, brace enough, I'll prevent the disaster looming. But in truth, it's the very clutching that amplifies the storm, turning ripples into waves that crash over you. Release isn't about giving up or waving a white flag in defeat. It's a profound opening, a trusting hand extended to the greater rhythm of existence, whispering, "I can't hold it all." And that's okay. Something wiser is weaving this. It's the art of saying, "This is here, and I allow it to be," without my story making it bigger. Watching the knot slacken as you stop pulling, the vine retreat as you cease the struggle. Release invites faith, not blind optimism, but a quiet confidence in the unseen support that cradles every fall, every uncertainty, reminding you that the river knows its way to the sea, even through rocks and bends. I recall a time when control became my religion, triggered by a string of losses. A job that vanished overnight, a friendship that frayed without warning, health that faltered just when I needed strength most, until the weight of holding it together bent me low. Exhaustion my only companion. One crisp autumn morning, raking leaves in the yard as if ordering chaos, I chose release over the usual spiral. I release the outcome of this uncertainty. I trust the unfolding, even if I can't see it yet. It wasn't magic, no instant fix, but the tightness in my jaw eased, breath deepened, and a small synchronicity appeared. A book on my shelf, unread for years, fell open to words about surrender's grace. From there, release became a practice. Daily affirmations like, "I let go of what I can't change," embracing what is. And slowly, the river carried me, new paths opened, connections mended. Resilience bloomed where fear had rooted. Let's invite this embrace now, in the unhurried space we've nurtured. Sit or stand tall, if you can, feet connected to the earth like roots drawing nourishment. Hands open in your lap or at your sides, palms upturned in receptivity. Breathe in the illusion of control. That tight fist in your mind or body. Hold it for a count of 3, feeling its familiar shape. Now, exhale, release, visualizing it as smoke drifting upward, light as air, saying softly to yourself, "I release what I cannot hold. I trust the greater flow." Repeat 3 times, each exhale longer, slower. Feel the shoulders drop, the jaw soften, the mind quiet to a whisper. Stay with it for a minute, noticing what arises. Perhaps a specific worry surfacing, or simply space, vast and kind. That's release's gift. The storm passing not because you fought it, but because you allowed it to move through, leaving the lake still once more. Let's deepen this a touch, peeling back the layers of what release truly asks, because it's not always easy. The mind rebels with, but what if I let go and it all falls apart? That's the old protector speaking, fearing the unknown more than the known pain. Reflect on a time when clinging amplified suffering, perhaps a relationship where forcing connection only widened the gap, or a project where overplanning stifled creativity. What if, instead, a small surrender shifted the tide? Journal if it resonates. The control I'm releasing is high blank, and in its place, I invite high blank. Over weeks, this builds a rhythm of trust. Affirmations before bed, breath pauses in stress, turning release from effort to habit, anxiety from captor to companion that comes and goes. In that autumn morning, release led to unexpected blooms. A casual conversation sparked collaboration. Health steadied in ways force never could. You're stepping into that now, with every exhale. Who's feeling the loosening? Comment below if a release surfaced. Letting go of kind blank. Your vulnerability invites ours, creating a collective current of ease. As the grip softens, space opens wide, leading us to step 3, where alignment calls us home to the source of all peace. Release creates that precious space, a pause in the storm where the air feels clearer, the horizon wider. From this openness, we step into step 3. Align with Source. Connect to the infinite peace that lies beyond the mind's chatter, tuning your inner frequency to the steady, unchanging calm that's always there. Like the quiet hum beneath a symphony's swell. This step is the heart's homecoming, the recognition that peace isn't something you manufacture or earn through perfect days. It's your natural inheritance, the vast reservoir within, drawn from the same boundless well that sustains the turning of seasons, the blooming of flowers in cracked stone, the silent orbit of planets in harmonious dance. Alignment happens in stillness, in the simple act of turning inward, not to solve or strategize, but to listen, to allow the deeper current to rise and wash away the surface turbulence. It's a remembering. Anxiety pulls you into the small self, the me, adrift in separation and scarcity. Alignment reconnects you to the whole, the woven into everything, where worry dissolves in the awareness of being held, guided, eternally supported. To practice, carve moments for this tuning. 5 minutes in the morning light, or whenever the day presses heavy. Sit comfortably, spine soft yet aligned, like a tree rooted deep, eyes closed or gazing softly at a candle flame. Breathe into the belly, then the heart. Inhale the vastness of existence. Exhale the illusion of aloneness. Affirm with quiet conviction, I am one with the source of all peace. I draw from its endless calm. Visualize light gathering in your center, golden or white as it feels right, expanding to fill your form, then radiating outward, connecting you to the web of life, the breath of trees, the pulse of oceans, the quiet knowing in every heart. Stay in this connection, letting thoughts drift like leaves on a stream. Return gently to the breath, to the light, feeling the alignment settle like dew on morning grass. I recall a period when disconnection fueled my unrest, deadlines piling like stones, relationships feeling distant, the world a blur of noise. Until one twilight hour in a park, bench under oaks, I chose alignment over the spiral. I connect to the peace that holds it all. The light filled me slowly, anxiety's edges blurring. And in that space, a single insight arose. Rest, trust, the way will show. From there, alignment became my anchor. Daily pauses that turned frantic days to flowing ones, synchronicities appearing like old friends. Let's align now in this shared stillness. If possible, pause the audio or simply still your body, feet on floor, hands open. Breathe in the connection to all that is. Inhale for 4, hold the fullness, exhale for 6, releasing isolation. Feel the light in your heart, expanding, warm, steady, infinite. Whisper or think, I align with peace's source. It flows through me now. Linger for 30 seconds, or a minute if called. Notice the softening, the hum of belonging. That's alignment's embrace. The storm quiets not by force, but by remembering you're the sky it passes through. Let's deepen this a bit more, exploring the nuances of alignment, because it's not a one-time docking, but a daily returning, especially when the world pulls with its distractions and demands. Reflect on a time when disconnection amplified unease, perhaps scrolling feeds that stirred comparison, or overcommitting to eyes when your soul longed for no. What if a breath of alignment shifted the tide? Journal if it resonates. When I align, peace feels like come blank, and it invites hum blank. Over time, this builds an inner sanctuary. Affirmations at dawn, evening reflections on connections felt, turning alignment from practice to presence. Anxiety from intruder to wave that visits and leaves. In that park twilight, alignment led to unexpected graces. A stranger's smile sparked conversation, ideas flowed unforced. Rest came as friend, not foe. You're aligning now, with every breath drawing from the well. Who's sensing the connection? Comment below if light arose. My alignment moment, hum blank. Your peace echoes to us all. As the hum settles, space for embodiment opens, leading to step 4, where peace becomes your way of being. Finally, the radiant culmination of our path, the point where awareness sees, release loosens, and alignment connects, all flowering into step 4, Embody Peace, live as the calm you seek, infusing the rhythm of your everyday life with presence, turning peace from a fleeting visitor to your constant companion, the default state from which you meet the world. This step is the embodiment, the walking of what we've uncovered, not a distant goal to strive for in some future when I'm fixed, but a conscious choice in the now, retraining the mind and body to process life as it unfolds, rather than through the lens of should be or what if. Peace embodied means choosing it in the small crucibles. The deep breath installed traffic where frustration bubbles. The kind word offered in a conversation laced with tension. The pause before reacting to a trigger that once sent you spiraling. It's the art of being the calm in the room. The steady center when winds howl, allowing your presence to soothe not just yourself, but those around you, creating a ripple of serenity that spreads like rings on water. Embodiment asks for practice, for the gentle repetition that builds new pathways, neural grooves worn smooth by choice until peace feels natural, anxiety a distant echo rather than a dominant note. I remember a time when embodiment felt impossible, anxiety my shadow in every interaction, meetings where my mind raced ahead to mistakes, social gatherings where I armored up against judgment, until I committed to this step. In this moment, I choose peace as my response. It started small. A breath before emails, a hand on heart during arguments, and gradually, the armor lightened. Interactions flowed with ease. My presence became a gift others noticed. You seem so grounded. From there, embodiment wove into my days, pausing to feel feet on earth amid rush, affirming I am peace's vessel in mirrors, offering calm to friends in their storms. The result: anxiety visited less, and when it did, it passed like a summer shower, leaving air clearer, heart fuller. Let's embody it now, bringing this step alive in your body. Stand or sit with dignity, feet rooted like ancient trees, shoulders soft as if releasing a long-held sigh. Breathe into your core. Inhale peace filling every cell. From toes to crown, exhale any residue of tension, letting it drift like smoke on wind. Move gently if it calls. Roll neck, shake hands, sway hips. Affirming with each motion, I embody peace. It flows through me as me. Linger for a minute, feeling the steadiness settle, the world softening around you. Notice how your posture shifts, breath evens, mind quiets. That's embodiment's magic. Peace not as concept, but as lived reality, your natural way. Let's deepen this a touch, uncovering the nuances of embodiment, because it's not always effortless. The mind rebels with but what if I can't maintain it? That's the old habit speaking, fearing vulnerability more than the known unrest. Reflect on a moment when choosing peace shifted the tide. Perhaps a heated exchange diffused by your calm word, or a sleepless night eased by embodied breath. Journal if the heart bids. Embodying peace in hey situation feels like Ken blank, and it invites chime blank. Over weeks, this builds resilience. Daily choices like pausing before screens, walking mindfully, serving with serenity, turning embodiment from intention to instinct, anxiety from captor to fleeting cloud. In that season of shadows, embodiment led to unexpected blooms. Deeper connections formed in my grounded presence. Creativity flowed unblocked. Rest became refuge. You're embodying now with every choice to be the calm. Who's feeling the steadiness? Comment below if peace landed. Embodying in blank. Your calm ripples to us all. As embodiment roots, the path circles complete. Friends, we've walked this sacred path together over this hour. From the compassionate light of awareness that sees without judgment, to the tender embrace of release that loosens long-held grips, the profound alignment with Source's infinite calm, and the radiant embodiment of peace as your lived truth. You've observed, surrendered, connected, and stepped into serenity, not as a distant shore, but as the ground beneath your feet right now, the breath filling your lungs, the quiet knowing in your heart. Anxiety, that tangled vine, has been met with kindness. Its messages heard and honored, its hold softened into something that visits but no longer stays, leaving space for the peace that's always been your home. Carry these steps like faithful companions. Awareness in every noticing, release in every exhale, alignment in every pause, embodiment in every choice. Revisiting them in mornings of gratitude or evenings of reflection. Letting them evolve with you as life unfolds its seasons. Peace isn't fragile or earned. It's resilient, infinite. Your essence calling you back, again and again. If this stirred a softening in your soul, a breath of ease amid the storm, smash that like to honor the calm you've claimed. Subscribe for more paths to the heart's quiet knowing, and comment your top step, plus one way you'll embody peace today. Whether a breath in rush or a kind word offered freely. Share this journey with a friend tangled in their own vines. Your light could be the gentle hand that loosens theirs. You're not alone in this unfolding. We're breathing peace together, wave by wave, heart by heart. Thank you. And remember, you are the calm the world needs. See you in the stillness.